Y'all know what time it is. But first,
Disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
that's right. We don't own no copyrights to none of this stuff, okay? This is for educational purposes and entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Please don't flag me. Thank you. Okay. So we'll go ahead and hit this. I don't know if
Hello,
you guys are aware
everyone,
that this is
and
going on.
welcome. We're going to get right to it. Without further ado,
How's that sound,
Vice
Tony?
President Kamala Harris.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Good Lord. Why does he look like Soul Glow? He looks like one of them old school Jerry Curl commercials.
Madam Vice President, thank you so much for doing this and making the time.
Of course.
Just a little bit busy right now. We want to start on an issue that Americans across the country say is their number one concern, and that's the economy. A question that has been asked of you and everybody that's on the Democratic side is whether or not voters are better off now than they were 4 years ago. Are they better off now than they were 4 years ago?
So when we came into, well, first of all, let me just say, it is good to be with the National Association of Black Journalists, and I thank you for the work you do and that your members do every day. It is very...
I just want to point out that this is the question that she dodged completely, right? This is the one that she dodged completely. So let's see if she actually gives us an answer here.
Let's do it.
important that we ensure that this organization and your members always have the resources and the platforms to deliver the voices that must be heard. So I thank you for hosting me today. 4 years ago, when we came in during the worst unemployment since the Great Depression. We came in during the worst public health epidemic.
Time out. You guys are saying it's hard to hear. Can you all hear it?
Is it hard to hear?
Let me know if it's hard to hear and I'll turn it up. I got it turned down a little bit. Should I go a little loud? Oh, no, it's not down. It is loud. It's all the way up. Well, maybe I'll just turn it up right here.
Yeah, on your
Let me know, guys.
Makes sense.
Everybody can hear it fine? Oh, okay. All right, please. If you guys got to mess with your own volume, okay? All right, because it makes me mess up my levels on this board. Every time I go live, it seems like it's good, and then somebody tells me it's too low, and then I mess with it, and it screws up. So we're going to keep going.
In centuries. We came in after the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. And a lot of it due in large part to the mismanagement by the former president as it relates to COVID and obviously January 6th. And we had then a lot of work to do to clean up a mess. As of today, we have created over 16 million new jobs, over 800,000 new manufacturing jobs.
And she's still running with it,
We
huh?
have the lowest Black unemployment rate in generations. We have invested
Notice she
in
didn't say
small
history.
businesses, and they're to the benefit of many people, but including Black small businesses, some of the highest rate of creation of new Black small businesses in years. We have done the work of capping the cost of prescription medication for our seniors for issues like insulin. And again, I'm speaking to the Black journalists who care about all people, but in particular, I'll talk about the impact on Black
did you catch
people,
that?
where we know Black folks.
Did you just catch what she just said? I'm talking to the Black people that care about all people. The
Yep.
question that was asked of her was, how have Black people benefited in the last 4 years?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
And she's straight up lying. She's telling some lies right
She
now.
is lying.
Big time lies. Like, but I'm just gonna let it roll because I'm interested to hear the whole word salad put together.
Oh, man.
Folks are 60% more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes. And we have now finally capped the cost of insulin for our seniors at $35 a month, capped the cost of
done with
prescription
Trump.
medication for our seniors at $2,000 a year
Trump
because
executive
we,
order, literally.
unlike the former president who promised to do it, we finally have allowed Medicare to negotiate drug prices against the big pharmaceutical companies.
All right, just real quick fact check. It was actually Trump that capped the insulin, and Biden held it back when he got in. He held it back, and waited just a little bit.
Rescinded it. Yeah.
Exactly. He held it back completely and then reinstituted so he could take credit
This
for
is
it, man.
crazy.
Come on. But okay.
And these are just some of the accomplishments. Is the price of groceries still too high? Yes. Do we have more work to do? Yes. And I will tell you, I do believe that I offer a new generation of leadership for our country that is about, in particular, turning the page on an era that sadly has shown us attempts by some to incite fear, to create division in our country, and to do the work that is about bringing some level of optimism and, dare I say, ambition about what I know is possible in our country. And so my plan for the economy includes what I imagine and believe and call an opportunity economy. What we can do to grow an opportunity economy where all people have access to the
All
resources to
people.
compete, to apply their incredible work ethic, their ambition, their aspirations, and their dreams, and actually not just get by, but get ahead. And I can talk in more detail about it, but specifically, I'll mention a few things.
Yeah.
One of the big issues that affects
She
people
still
right
hasn't
now
answered the
in terms
question, by
of
the
the
way.
economy and their economic well-being is we have a shortage of housing supply. It's too expensive. People can't afford to buy a home. You know, we grew up, our parents, where they had the ability to somehow believe the American dream was attainable. Not so much for younger working people. And I recognize that. So my approach is a new approach, which is to say, let's just take this and deal with it head on. And part of my approach is to say, I'm going to employ and engage the private sector, in particular home builders with tax credits, to give them the incentive to create new housing, 3 million by the end of my first term, and understanding that not everybody is, handed a silver spoon, but works hard and is trying to save up for a down payment. Part of my plan under my opportunity economy is to give first-time home buyers a $25,000 down payment assistance so they can just get their foot in the door to
Who's
be
gonna
able to
pay
then
for this?
engage in what will prove to be their opportunity to build intergenerational wealth. And here's my personal experience coming
What
at
the frick
that.
is intergenerational?
I grew
wealth,
up a
dude?
middle-class kid. My mother was hardworking.
Here we
She
go.
raised me and my
Middle
sister
class.
Maya. She saved up, and it was only by the time I was a teenager that she could afford to actually buy her first home. And I know, and I identify with, I know where I come from.
Madam Vice
And I
President.
know, but I'm just gonna finish. I know that
They over there like, you're not answering the question, ma'am.
Right. she's
You're not answering the question at all. It's more word salad. And I was just waiting for that. I grew up in a middle class home.
Middle-class
You know,
family, yeah.
I know where I come from. I know where I
Yeah.
come from. But I'm not going to tell you where I come from.
She is doing all she can to completely avoid talking about how they have impacted Black people. I'm
horrible.
sorry. As somebody who's on the opposite side, of course, I'm going to see things that y'all don't see, but this is sad. You have to see this. There's no way you watch this and say she's not dodging all these questions, bro.
Facts.
That's crazy. And that child tax credit is for newborns, okay? Not your children that are 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, newborns.
So it's really, she's hoping that people are ignorant to the policy so
Yeah,
that
and
they'll
don't read
think they're going to
anything.
get more money for
Yep.
the kids that they currently have.
Look what she just named. She $25,000 are coming to you guys, and we're over here like, who's gonna pay for this?
Mm-hmm.
What money are you reallocating? Because you trying to kill me. I'm not responsible for someone else's loan.
I'm trying to tell you. Hey, I can't. This is just the beginning. This is what's so cool about this. This is just the beginning of her word salad. I'm curious to see how they come at her. Let's see.
so many people work so hard and should have the opportunity to just get their foot in the door. Again, so it's not just about getting by, but getting ahead. Please.
I'd like to ask you more about the opportunity economy. Housing is a part of it as well as expanding the earned income tax credit,
Yes.
financial support, as you mentioned, for first-time buyers, and a $50,000 tax deduction for startups and small businesses.
Yes.
But I want to talk to you about the squeeze that millions of Americans are also dealing with that impacts their ability to work and make money, and that is childcare and
Yeah.
elder care.
Yeah.
And it's a squeeze for millions
Mm-hmm.
of people.
I see what's going on here already. I see what's going on here already. They playing softball with her. They done prepped her up, and they got the little talking points right there. And this is a ploy to make her look good. That's what this is right now.
That's all it is.
Oh
Just-
man.
Watch when this comes out and everybody watches it. I hope everyone creates a side by side of how they treated Trump versus how they're treating her, and the questions they ask Trump versus the questions they ask her. Do you know how many people are watching this live right now, by the way, on Fox News? 400. It's been fluctuating between 450 and 500 people tuning into this.
That's it?
There's nobody's watching this.
All right. Well, we're going to cover it. We're going to cover it, and we're going to give commentary. When they try to make her look good, we're going to tell the truth to make her look bad.
In some parts of the country, it costs more for childcare than for rents. I think
That's right.
Bloomberg recently reported an average of $33,000 a year. So I'm just wondering, you mentioned that in your opportunity economy, a child tax credit, but that's just one part of an ecosystem.
Right.
Please tell us, what plans will you propose to guarantee that families can actually afford childcare and elder care?
So to your point, it is sadly the state of affairs in our country that working people often have to decide to either be able to work or be able to afford childcare. Like they can't afford childcare and actually do the work that they want to do because it's too expensive and it doesn't actually level out in terms of the expense versus the income. My plan is that no working family should pay more than 7% of their income in childcare. Because I know that when you talk about the return on that investment, allowing people to work, allowing people to pursue their dreams in terms of how they want to work, where they want to work, benefits us all. It strengthens the entire economy. We saw, for example, during the pandemic.
Hold on. Wait a minute. People can't afford childcare. People can't afford childcare, so you want to make sure that they got money for childcare so they could go and work more. How about you just bring down the prices of stuff? Make better policy to, make America affordable again. How about that? Let's make American life affordable again. And then I don't think we'll be having this talk about, a child care credit.
That's
And
what I'm
who the
saying.
hell are all these people that need child care so much to go to work? I don't even get that. Well, how does that make sense? What, you got kids that
Well,
I don't get it.
Listen,
I don't understand
she's
this.
asking us to help to fund someone else's dreams. She's like, listen, you should be paying no more than 7% of your income to pay for childcare. And
Why
we
should I have to
these
pay
people
anything for somebody else's child care?
for somebody else's child? That's what I'm saying. Why am I responsible for somebody else's dream?
Oh man.
So they can pursue that dream. Like, what dream? I got dreams too, homie. Dang.
This is ridiculous.
This is crazy.
Pandemic, what happened. And it sadly has dissipated as a conversation that we need to resuscitate, which is the number of women
Dissipated as a
that had to
conversation we need
leave the
resuscitate.
workforce because of a lack of childcare and home health care. And so many of our families, in particular women, end up carrying the responsibility. Men do too, of course. What we call people who are in the sandwich generation.
Exactly.
Who have young children and are also taking care of their parents. And it is just absolutely too expensive for them to be able to work and do that. So
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Hold on. So, number one, you want people to help support single mothers who, I don't know why the father's not around. I don't know. I'm assuming because it's a bunch of bitter baby mamas. Because I mean, that's just the way I see it, and it can't be people that have the fathers involved in the life, because if the father is involved in the life and child support is being paid, well, child care comes through child support as well. So he has to split that cost. That's a fact. I know, because I have had a son that was, I paid child support for, and any of the extra expenses you go half on. So that's BS. Number two, how is it that you're taking care of your parents and your young child, which means your parents must not be that old if you have a young child that needs tax care credits so they can be watched. How about your parents watch the damn kid? Wouldn't that make more sense for your parents to watch the kid? Your parents can't be that old if you got a child that you need child care credit
you
for.
shouldn't even have to pay for child care if you're taking care of your parent, and in return they could watch the kid. Is she's talking about a sandwich generation? I'm thinking about how many people are walking around taking care of their parents that are our age. It would have to be between our age and like 50, right?
Even so, my mother will watch my daughters, and my
That's
son.
what I'm saying. These people are young, fairly young, that they're having to take care of.
This is a big old money grab. That's what this is.
She keeps saying return on investment. I'm telling you, bro, listen to these keywords. Return on investment. What return?
This is crazy.
So my plan is not only about 7% of income for working people for childcare, but also we need to do better for our childcare providers and our home healthcare providers in terms of ensuring that they receive the wages that they deserve based on the dignity of their work. I have spent time with home healthcare providers, and their work is some of the most
She's so
taxing work you
fake.
can imagine. And I actually, when my mother was sick with cancer, did a lot in terms of taking care of her. And the work that is about taking care of a loved one, in particular an elder, is extraordinarily heavy in terms of the emotional toll, the time it takes, and we do it because that is what we do, but not everyone has the ability to take time from work to do it, and they need help, and we need to make sure we have home health care workers that can help them.
is
But I
a
want to also
home
get back to
healthcare
the earlier
what?
point that you made about
Say that again.
What is home health care? What is she talking about?
I'm assuming if you got like a sick person in your home that requires maybe like a,
So she's advocating for home health care and child care.
I guess I don't know what the hell she got going on. I'm confused right now a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to figure out, why is this such an important thing? I know for a fact it ain't a whole bunch of people out here that got kids that they can't afford to have somebody watch them, or don't have somebody in the home to watch them. This is ridiculous. And this is the Democrat thing right here. I gotta point it out, right? This is the same thing when they make all these rights about like the LGBTQ plus thing, right? This is a very small percentage of the population, yet you're trying to create a whole bunch of laws behind their movement. It's the same thing. It's not a whole bunch of people out here that's hurting for childcare. There's just not. You know what I'm saying? And you're trying to make this a big old point as if this is such a problem in our country.
It's a
Cut it
major
out.
issue. Yeah, is childcare even a number 2 issue? I don't even think it's a number 3, 4, or 5 issue on any American's mind. Maybe women, and this is, I say what I say. You can manipulate a woman easily by spilling her a dream such as this. We're going to give you a child tax credit, and then we're going to help you pay for your child care so you can go to work.
This don't make no damn sense. I'm serious. Like I'm serious.
And then
This
we're going to
don't-
help you take care of your elderly parent. Like, bro, what? How you going to pay for all this?
This is ridiculous. How many parents is actually living with they child that has children, and the child is supporting them? This is not reality. I'm
It's like
sorry.
money
I don't
laundering.
know who the
Sounds
hell
like
she's.
Let's open up another program that does nothing and take the money off the top.
Yo, this is crazy. If you guys could do me the favor of liking this video and sharing this video out, people need to hear this, and especially this commentary, because I feel like we're doing pretty good at calling her on her bullshit. So, like this video and share this video out wherever you're watching from.
extending the child tax credit. So part of my new approach is we need to expand the child tax credit. And so part of my plan that is under an opportunity economy is to extend and expand the child tax credit to $6,000 so that young families in particular, for the first year of their child's life, which is an extraordinarily important time in their development, have the resources to be able to buy a crib, buy a car seat, buy children's clothing, and not have to worry about whether they're going to be able to meet their other needs. And
So this is only for a baby.
This is for newborns.
This is all just for a newborn baby.
This is not extending to your children that are under the age of 18.
Oh, hell. No, this is great.
And I don't need to remind anybody here, especially these esteemed journalists, but when we expanded the child tax credit a couple years ago, we reduced Black child poverty by half. And so again, if you talk about the benefit and if you think about the benefit to the economy overall, it strengthens our economy to do things like pay attention to affordable child care, affordable home health care, and extending the child tax credit.
Madam Vice President, Black men, as you know, are a closely watched voting bloc. You've hosted
Ooh, they talking about me, Suni. They talking about me right now.
Oh, let's go.
Black men
Let's hear
at
it.
your residence.
Yep.
You have engaged Black men and centered them in your economic
Oh, they talking about you?
opportunity tour. But polling shows that some Black men, particularly young Black men, are considering voting for Donald Trump, and they see
This
him
guy.
as better for the economy. What is your message to young Black male voters who feel left out of this economy, and how can your economic policies materially change their lives?
So I appreciate the spirit of the question, but I'll tell you, I've often been asked this question in a way that I've had to respond by first saying that I think it's very important to not operate from the assumption that Black men are in anybody's pocket. Black men are
what?
like any other voting group. You gotta earn
They
their
are
vote.
in your pocket.
So I'm working to earn the vote, not assuming I'm going to have it because I am Black, but because
Oh my God, bro. She is gaslighting 101 up there tonight.
Not Black.
the policies and the perspectives I have understands what we must do to recognize the needs of all communities. And I intend
See,
to be
she
a
did it
president for all
again.
people.
Bro,
Specifically,
So this is
She did it
supposed to be she's
again.
talking to us as Black Americans or darker skinned Americans, yet she keep on talking about everybody.
oh, I'm
Instead,
telling
because let's be real, she does not have, and I've been telling people this. You see, she just claimed she's Black, right? But she does not have a plan for Black people. Period. She does not have a plan for Black people. I don't know how else you want me to go about saying this. She is pandering, and she's not even doing a good job at pandering. Just because she puts on her accent, depending on where she goes, or she does something with BET, or she goes on this kind of forum. She's not offering to do anything for you Black people. Suni, she's not trying to do nothing for you.
She
She ain't trying to do nothing for me.
Bro, she said in terms of young Black men, because I'm Black, we need to. Can you run it back just a little bit,
Yep.
bro?
that I think it's very important to not operate from the assumption that Black men are in anybody's pocket. Black men are like any other voting group. You got to
Avoiding
earn their
question.
vote. So I'm working to earn the vote, not assuming I'm going to have it because I am Black, but because the policies and the perspectives I have understands what we must do to recognize the needs of all communities. And I intend to be a president for all people. Specifically as it relates to what we need to do, to your point around economic opportunity. Yes, I started way before I was at the top of the ticket and what I called an economic opportunity tour, focused on Black men. Understanding that, for example, we have so many entrepreneurs in the community who do not have access to capital, but they've got great ideas, an incredible work ethic, the ambition, the aspiration, the dream, but don't have the relationships necessarily. So my work has included, as vice president, getting billions more dollars into community banks, including working with the big banks to do that, so that we can increase access to capital for our small businesses, for our startups. Part of my plan under my economic opportunity plan going forward is
This is
that
straight up BS.
right now, startup
Straight BS.
entrepreneurs, small businesses only get a tax deduction of $5,000.
So hold on. I gotta just say this. Why not? Since, okay, you talking about black people, right? And you're supposed to be doing something for black people. That's the question. What you got going on for black men? Why should black men vote for you? You know what I'm saying? And instead of you talking about, say, something like the Platinum Plan, I mean, you're already taking policies from the other party and running on them. From your person that you're running against, you take some of his policies and you just throw another $1,000 on top of it. You know what I'm saying? You're running on JD Vance's ideas and Trump's ideas already. The no tax on tips and all these things. Why not take the playbook of the Platinum Plan? Say, you know what, black people, you know what, black men, Trump had a good idea with the Platinum Plan. It was brilliant, and it would have helped black people all across the country create business. And by not giving you anything, but offering you the opportunity to create business and to create wealth and also increase capital and all of that. But instead, we're getting more word salad about what you have done before. Nothing about what you're trying to do now. It's everything about what you supposedly did before. You still ain't. You're dancing. She's tap dancing right now. She's stalling.
She's doing a lot. She also, I don't know if anybody else caught this. It seems like she's trying to smooth over giving money, or I guess promoting a bit of her giving money back to the banks, like giving more money to the banks.
Yes.
But guising it as it's for you, so you can benefit from being able to go get these loans. But banks aren't going to change their practices because Kamala Harris gave them more money. You're still going to have a certain credit score. You're going to have a certain credit history. So this just sounds like, let's just go ahead and give the big banks more money. And we'll have the community banks in there too.
I agree. 100%.
Nobody can start a small business with $5,000. So I'm expanding that to $50,000. Understanding, again, that when people have the opportunity to have the resources to get started, they're going to put the good ideas, they're going to put the hard work into it. And part of what I also know is that our young black men, our black men, just like any group of people, anybody, our small businesses are really the backbone of our economy overall. And when they do better economically, we all do better. Part of my work is about understanding what we need to do in dealing with, for example, the historic inequities that have faced the black community around home ownership, right? I don't have to go through the history with anybody here about what that has meant in terms of redlining, what that has meant in terms of biases and home appraisals, and what the impact it has had on stemming the opportunity to build intergenerational wealth because of those obstacles. So part of the work that I have done and will continue to do is identify, speak truth about those obstacles, and address them. Another example is medical debt.
What? Identify, speak truth, and address them.
Black
No policy.
families or individuals is more likely to carry medical debt.
I'm running my mouth. Sorry. So speak truth to these things, address it. No policy, no plan, no opportunity. You just said you're trying to create an opportunity government. So why is it that when you have to bring a tangible policy, you can't do it unless you guise it under all? That's what I feel like I'm listening to here tonight.
Well, I don't understand how the hell she's going to raise it from people getting $5,000 for a loan to $50,000. That's how the hell did you come up with that number? I mean, it sounds good. I was intrigued for a second. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Give me $50,000 to start a business? And that's why. That's exactly why she said it. There ain't no plan behind that. You ain't no way.
No.
Ain't no way.
Congress is not
Ain't
going to
no
approve that.
way. I'm telling you right now, you see, let me tell you, you know brothers in the hood, right? And I'm talking from all different colors of people that's from the hood. Soon as them PPE loans came, oh man, everybody was scamming. Everybody was scamming. Everybody
Trust me,
started
I
a
know.
business. Everybody. So you talk about giving $50,000. That money's going to be gone in a month. Whatever money that I don't know where that's coming from, but it's going to be gone in a month because everybody going to hit the scam on them.
I don't even think, you know what?
And then
Let's just
brothers
let
like
the
me
viewers
and other
know.
brothers around the world that really would like to start a business going to miss out because this is just a big old scam.
This is crazy.
I don't know. I see what she's doing. She's trying to help out the scammers. That's what she's on. Yeah.
She appealing to the scammers right now.
Than others. So part of my perspective, and as vice president, part of the work that we have done is to say that we're going to eliminate medical debt from being on your credit score.
What?
Because until now, medical debt worked against your credit score, and people know their credit score like your weight, right? You know that number. And the difference between what that number is and what it needs to be is the difference between you being able to get a car loan, a small business loan, or even a leasing on an apartment. And so part of my approach is understanding the obstacles that traditionally and currently exist to allow anyone, including Black men, be able to achieve economic wealth. And I'm gonna tell you,
And wait a minute. Am I wrong for thinking that, okay, that's actually not a bad idea right there. Taking off your medical debt from your credit score. Not saying she's going to wipe your debt away, but just saying that it's not going to affect your credit score. Now that I'm in favor of. That'll be cool. That'll be something cool. But I still don't understand how that's going to help the rest of, the rest of the population, because I don't have outstanding medical debt. Like, is this going to help out old people? Because old people got high medical debt. And I don't think an old person's trying to start a business.
I think that this is just encouraging more irresponsible, reckless behavior. I do. When you go get a procedure, I'm not talking about you had like emergency situations where it's out of your control. I think that they're waxing on that for sure. An ambulance ride shouldn't cost like $4,000 freaking dollars. It's crazy. And all
That
you
is.
needed was some oxygen or something. Like, it don't need to be charged that much, right?
Yeah.
But if you are purposefully going to the ER, knowing that insurance companies are going to charge that, and this is what you're looking at, I think some people need to be responsible for their debt. I do.
I'm not saying not responsible. I'm just saying not have it count on your credit score. That sounds all right to me. Like, I'm cool with that. Like, you still got to pay your bill, but we ain't going to count this against you for a car loan
your
or
car.
a home loan or a business loan. I
But
think that's
doesn't
fair.
that show that you don't pay your bills?
Not necessarily, because the medical bills be it's a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you going to charge me $500 for an aspirin? All I did was go in there because my tooth was hurt, and you gave me an aspirin, and now it's $500.
And they charge your arm and leg. I'm right there. Fine.
All right. So, that's not so bad. We'll give you one good one, Kamala. That's all right. That's a good idea. About time, because I'm sitting here mad as hell right now. That was one good idea. Go ahead.
I don't think it is sufficient to just only talk about economic policy around reducing unemployment. It is an important marker, and I'm proud of the work that we've done thus far. But it should be a baseline there. Everybody's working. The point is, do people have an opportunity to build wealth? If that's what they choose to do, if that's what they want to do.
But
And
we do.
a lot of my perspective as we go forward is just that.
Suni, do we not have the ability to acquire wealth if we really want to?
We do. I don't understand why she's saying this. They live in
I
two
don't
different realities.
understand. I'm lost right now on this. Like, did something happen? Like, did they do away with the 13th Amendment at some point when I was locked up? And are we slaves again? Like, is that what's going on? Is she trying to free us from slavery? Because I really don't understand what's going on right now. The last time I checked, you could do everything that everybody else could do. You could go
Everything
and
she's talking about, you can already do. Exactly.
okay. I was
What
just
are we
making
missing
sure.
out on? No.
I thought like a Mandela effect or something had happened, and maybe we never was freed from slavery or something.
Maybe we're in the Matrix and they're not.
Oh, that's a good one. That could be it too. That could be it too.
Believe that there are a lot of opportunities that are available to the American people if we see people and understand what they want for themselves and their families and then meet them where they are.
Madam Vice President, I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about the war in Gaza. You've called for a ceasefire hostage deal and a two-state solution as an end to the war for many months now. And while you've expressed support for Israel to defend itself, a two-state solution and a ceasefire are at odds with what Benjamin Netanyahu has said is their right to defense. If it matters, as you say, how Israel defends itself, where do you see the line between aggression and defense? And our power as
I'm
Israel's
interested in
ally
listening.
to do something.
Okay, a lot to unpack in what you just said. So
I
let's
know.
start with this.
Word salad starting now.
Let's
I
go.
absolutely believe that this war has to end, and it has to end as soon as possible. And the way that will be achieved is by getting a hostage deal and a ceasefire deal done. And we are working around the clock to achieve that end. Stepping back, October 7, 1,200 Israelis were slaughtered, and actually, and some Americans, by the way, in that number, slaughtered. Young people who were attending a concert, women were horribly raped. And yes, so I have said, Israel has a right to defend itself. We would. And
But Madam Vice President,
let me
I think
finish.
my ask is the
But no,
difference
let me
between
finish.
aggression and
No,
defense
but it's
here.
important to put it in context, which is what I'm doing, and I'll get to that.
Yeah.
And so how it does so matters. And far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed.
Yo.
Yo,
Here it comes.
She-
We need a timer somewhere. We got to time these incoherent word salad rants.
let's see where she goes with this.
Women and children. We have seen with horror the images coming out of Gaza. And we have to take that seriously. And we have to agree that not only must we end this war, but we have to have a goal of a two-state solution, because there must be stability and peace in that region, inasmuch as what we do in our goal is to ensure that Israelis have security and Palestinians in equal measure have security, have self-determination, and dignity.
A question for you on that, though. What levers does the
Answer
U.S.
the
have
question.
to support Palestinians in their right to self-determination? And is it even possible as Israel's ally?
Okay, hold on. Time out. Let's back it up real quick. First off, the Palestinians over there in Gaza, they've been given a bunch of money to create a good way of life over there for them and their people, to lift their society up and become, you know, a better existence over there, right? I ain't heard before October 7th. I don't know about you, Sunni, but I hadn't heard about the Israeli military doing anything to those people. Definitely nobody being killed. Israel wasn't over there killing people before October 7th, as far as I know.
They have.
The Israeli
I
government
only,
or the people?
Yes, the Israeli government, the IDF. I only paid attention to it because this is not the first time Hamas has sent missiles. The first time they sent missiles, this was like, I want to say this is around 2021 and maybe 2022. Everybody put "I stand with Israel" on their pictures. You were away, but everybody was coming online, and we were, because I did it too. We were putting Israel flags in our default pictures, and it was "I stand with Israel," because Hamas had sent over some missiles that the Iron Dome caught. So there was literally no damage, right? But there are several documentaries that are years old, several pieces of NATO data that you can read. And even just their news over there. The IDF will bust into one of their refugee camps and say that they're members of Hamas here. So this is not a. I don't think this has not been new for a long time now. I think they do this back and forth.
You're right. I
Happens
can't
over
stand Israel's government. Let me point that out. Israel's government, trash. Hamas, trash. To me, they're the
Facts.
same thing. All right?
there. Yeah.
But I'm
And
going to
the
say
people in the
this.
middle are suffering.
The people in the middle are suffering. True
Yeah.
enough. But I'm going to say this. October 7th, if this is the case, right, and they've been firing missiles and obviously nothing's happening when they fire these missiles over there, the Iron Dome is catching them, and you obviously can't hurt Israel, and you know you can't hurt Israel. Why the hell would you risk your people by going into their country on October 7th and doing what you did? And then stand in the middle of the street, everybody cheering, everybody. They got women holding up the rifles that killed these people, right?
Yeah.
And the kids holding up rifles, and they're celebrating. They're raising these kids to hate these people, right? So to the point where they are celebrating something that is atrocious. Now you want to cry. Now everybody's, oh, we're so sad, and the Israelis, they're doing us so wrong. I'm not saying war is good. War is bad. I can't stand the war. I'm sad for the people that's affected by the war. But at the same time, you should be pissed off at your own government and the public school system that you got over there. If you have that, I don't know if they have school in Gaza. I don't know what goes on. But you're teaching hate. You're teaching. They got shirts that these kids wear with the rifle on it that was. They celebrate this. They celebrate the death of these people next door, right? But now you want to cry. Now you're upset because they came with a bigger stick and they beating your ass with it. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate and it sucks. I'm not saying it's okay, but it's the reality of the situation. You can't go up against that'd be like that'd be like the Native Americans, right? Or what we call Native Americans over here, the Indians, trying to rise up and say, we are taking back America. This is our land. We were here first. That'd be the equivalent. And then guess what happens? They do something and they fuck around with just a little bit of Americans. And then we stomp their asses out. Then we're in the wrong? We're in the wrong? You're all the reservations, and this is just a hypothetical. If all the reservations are teaching American hate the Americans, they're evil, they're bad, we got to destroy them and all. And then you finally bust a move thinking that it's something, and all the reservations are cheering. You're all cheering, oh, yay. And then we come and we spank that ass. Are we wrong? Hell no. We're not wrong. So Israel, in this point, isn't wrong. Even if their government is complete shit, I can't stand you, Israel government, just so you know. Shout out to your military because I respect anybody that stands up for their country. I can't stand their government. I think they're corrupt. Hamas is even more corrupt. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I know people want to be upset about it. I love my Palestinian friends. I love my Israeli friends. This isn't about y'all. This is about your shitty governments and you allowing it to happen. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
That's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, you reservations, you better stay in your place. You better not try to rise up and take America back.
Well, absolutely. I will tell you, I have been actively involved in, for example, meeting not only with Israeli officials, but with Arab officials to talk about how we can construct a day after scenario where we participate in ensuring those exact goals that I outlined, including as part of the principles that should be applied to those goals, that there be no reoccupation of Gaza, that there be no changing of the territorial lines in Gaza. That
Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I hate to have to pause it again, but I want everybody to remember this. Palestine, hey, send Liddell that link I sent you, Sunni.
Okay.
Palestine has never been a state, okay? There's never been a state of Palestine. Palestine has never been a country. They talking about the reoccupation. Listen, the British mandate is what allowed them to be in the first place. They're not a country. They're not a nation. They're not a state. They are people that have been living in that land, and that's that. Plain and simple. They've been living there ever since, I guess, the Jews got kicked out. I don't know, however you want to look at it. It's not their land. They just been living there for a very long time. Okay? That's it. Plain and simple. Am I right or wrong about that, Sunni? Do the Palestinians, have they ever had a country or a state or a nation?
To my understanding, no. People will say that that's always been Israel.
Yes. But besides that, though, right? The whole name Palestine came through what? The British mandate.
You're talking
That's
about
what allowed them to have Palestine on a map. It's not that it was a country.
Balfour? No, that's the establishment of Israel. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's
a religious war that has been happening, and they're capitalizing off of it and subjecting their people to it. In my opinion, that's what it is.
I'm just saying, though. I mean, even them people that are over there, though. And let me say this. Do I think that it's wrong that them people took that land and named it Israel? Yes. Yes, I do. I think it's wrong. Not because the children of Israel shouldn't be there, but them ain't the children of Israel that's over there. That's my whole damn thing.
You about to get us taken off the internet.
Well, I'm sorry. It just is what it is. I'll get into that another time. Let's keep going.
That there be an ability to have security in the region for all concerned in a way that we create stability, and let us also recognize in a way that ensures that Iran is not empowered in this whole scenario in terms of the peace and stability of the region. But absolutely, the United States of America absolutely has a role, which is why we have been active, in particular with the Qataris and the Egyptians, around attempting to get a deal done and get it done as quickly as possible.
But Madam Vice President, just to follow up really quickly, is there a specific policy change that you, as President of the United States, would say you would do that would help this along? Because you've gotten a lot of credit for emphasizing the humanity of Palestinians. But what I hear from folks is that there's no policy change that either you or the president.
How can we implement policy change there?
Said they would do. Is there a specific policy change as president that you would do in our helping of Israel?
We need to get this deal done, and we need to get it done immediately, and that is my position. And
what deal?
Policy. We need to get this deal.
What deal?
She already said point blank, period. She is not changing up nothing in the way that Israel is handling Gaza. She said this already. She's trying not to say it right now because the word black is in the title of this video. That's why. She don't want, they already are pissed off. They don't know. They know her stance already. Ain't no cleaning this up. She's not changing nothing. And by the way, when they talk about making a deal with the Qataris and the Egyptians, aren't the Egyptians the very people that was occupying Gaza in the first place?
So trash. Horse manure. This woman here has no I'm sorry, go ahead, Sid. I'll go off.
No, I was gonna say during the debate when she was asked this very same question, she said she was going to help Israel defend itself the way Israel saw fit. She said that.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you. She's gonna keep dodging this question, and they're attempting to get her back on page, but she's redirecting because they're softballing her. I can't wait to see what people say when they watch this reaction back. This is crazy.
Damn, is that you, Liddell? You got some
What?
feedback. Is that?
Do
you
no?
Is it just
No, I don't
me?
hear nothing. I don't hear nothing. No, let me go ahead.
No, it was
and
just the
mute.
touching every time you touched the
It's
mic.
his gain. His gain is up.
Mine is up.
Yeah,
They turn mine down or something.
turn it down. Yeah, it won't pick up everything you're doing.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get it turned. My bad, y'all. I wasn't trying to.
No, you good.
Don't shout me down. Don't shout me down.
Ever since I got these headphones, I hear every little thing now. You know what I'm saying?
My bad. Is that better, guys? Is that better?
I think
Keep
so.
going.
I just heard stuff moving around over there. You good? But yeah,
Okay.
go ahead, Liddell.
No, what I was saying was this here is it seems to be that Kamala Harris does not want to be in environments that are contentious to push her to be more specific on her policies. She exists in arenas to where she can just get out generalities because I believe she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's just a figurehead. We're not running against a candidate. This is against a system. It's against a democratic monster, or not monster, but system itself. So they can actually put a figurehead there. You saw that when it came to Senator Fetterman, generalities. When it came to Joe Biden, generalities. And now you have Kamala Harris. Until you beat them when it comes to their whole game plan of figurehead and a system behind the figurehead, they'll keep doing this over and over and over again.
I don't disagree. Let's keep going. Let's hear her spew more word salad.
Well done.
But in the way that we send weapons, in the way that we interact as their ally, are there specific policy changes?
Well, Eugene, for example, one of the things that we have done that I am entirely supportive of is the pause that we've put on the 2,000-pound bombs. And so there is some leverage that we have had and used. But ultimately, the thing that is going to unlock everything else in that region is getting this deal done. And
See, she won't answer.
I'm not going to disclose private conversations, but I will tell you, I've had direct conversations with the Prime Minister, with the President of Israel, with Egyptian leaders, and with our allies. And I think we've made ourselves very clear this deal needs to get done in the best interest of everyone in the region, including getting those hostages out who, I mean, we saw the latest
Pivot.
example of what happened with the six most recently, one of whom was an American citizen.
But what do you say to those that say that's not enough, that stopping the 2,000-pound bombs the one time wasn't enough, that this administration, your possible administration, has to do more?
Well, we are doing the work of putting the pressure on all parties
Wow.
to get the deal done.
This is
But
so
let me
bad.
be very clear also. I support Israel's ability to defend itself.
I told you.
And I support the need for Palestinians to have dignity, self-determination, and security as we move
Wow.
forward and get a two-state deal done.
She don't know
Right
what she
now,
talking
what
about.
need to get done is this hostage
Told
deal.
you, didn't
She
I?
don't know what she
Hold on,
talking.
wait a minute. Y'all heard what
She
she
don't
said?
know what she talking about.
I
Oh my God.
I support Israel's right to defend itself, and I support the Palestinians' right to have dignity and respect and safety while they die. That's what she said. That's basically what she said. Listen, Israel can protect itself, and while they are protecting themselves, the Palestinians have the right to drink water and
die.
and die. It's basically what she's saying. You can have dignity. You can have dignity. That's it. They're saying you need to turn your mic down, Liddell. Your mic is very loud.
Yo. Why is my camera so blurry? Can y'all tell?
I don't know why it's blurry.
Dang.
Your focus.
Bothering me. Yeah. I ain't got no white paper or nothing. Ah, I'm sorry. That was funny.
Is that better, y'all? Is that better?
Yeah, that's way better.
That is way
I
better.
don't know what's going on, y'all. But anyways, y'all, if you are voting for Kamala Harris and you heard this garbage, let me ask you a sensible question. Does this presentation give you confidence that our adversaries or competition on the world stage
Now you're too low.
take her? What the y'all? Okay. Is that better, y'all? Is that
There
better?
it is. That's perfect. That was perfect.
Jesus Christ, help me, Holy Ghost. Anyway, like I
Okay,
was
there
saying,
you go.
if you are voting for Kamala Harris and you see this presentation Please tell me how this presentation itself gives you confidence that on a world stage, our adversaries in or competition would either fear her or take her seriously. I will wait for your answer.
They not
Got no
going to.
goddamn answer.
Now I
There's-
see the reason why Putin said, I endorse Kamala Harris. This is the competition.
Mm-hmm.
Easy work. Easy
You
work.
get it. You get it. This is
We all
ridiculous.
get it.
What you doing, Sunni?
I did
There
it.
it is. There you go. Boom.
I downloaded a white piece of paper on my phone.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
And the ceasefire deal. We need a ceasefire. We need the hostage deal.
I want to switch gears to racial justice, Madam Vice President. Last month, you eulogized Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee.
Yeah.
Jackson Lee's signature bill, one of a few, was H.R. 40, which would create a commission to study the history of U.S. slavery and study the issue of reparations. She introduced H.R. 40 every session of Congress, taking up the mantle from Congressman John Conyers. This is a bill that you have co-sponsored as a U.S. Senator. Yet, this has, despite the fact that this has been, similar commissions have been created on the state level and on the local level, is yet to pass in Congress, let alone come out of committee. Congresswoman Jackson Lee, Congresswoman Barbara Lee, and other advocates have called for President Biden to take executive action to create this commission. Would you, as president, take executive action to create this commission, or do you believe that it should happen in Congress?
Well, first of all, as you mentioned, Sheila Jackson Lee, she was an extraordinary leader who we just recently lost. And,
Here we go.
And she was a friend and a real champion for so many issues. So I feel compelled to say that about her. On the issue of what we need to do going forward, look, first of all, we just need to speak truth about history in spite of the fact that some people are trying to erase history and try and teach our children otherwise. We need to speak truth about the generational impact
Just answer the question.
of our history in terms of the generational impact of slavery, the generational impact of redlining, of Jim Crow law. I could go on and on and on.
She tap
That's a
dancing.
question.
These are facts. First of all, we just need to speak truth about history in spite of the fact that some people are trying to erase history and try and teach our children otherwise.
Yo,
We need
look
to
at them.
speak truth about the generational impact of our history in terms of the generational impact of slavery, the generational impact of redlining, of Jim Crow law. I could go on and on and on.
Please don't.
These are facts that have had impact. And we need to speak truth about it. And we need to
Okay.
speak truth about it in a way that is about deriving solutions.
Okay.
And frankly, I think that we, and part of that is studying it to figure out exactly what we need to do. But part of what we can do right now is, for example, what I'm talking about in terms of building an opportunity economy, which is addressing explicitly the obstacles that historically and currently exist and dealing with them. Student loan debt, medical debt,
Yeah, she'll pop
bias
her
and
braces,
home
bitch.
appraisal.
She ain't saying
What
it.
we need to do in terms of dealing with an issue that I have championed for years, Black maternal mortality, which is the fact that Black women
and
are 3 to 4 times more likely to die in connection with childbirth than other women.
Yo, bro, she's
And
fucking
we know
spinning.
that the reasons for that include disparities that pre-exist her pregnancy.
What is she talking
Including
about?
disparities that exist in the system during her pregnancy. So all of those things must be addressed.
Do you have a
didn't say
position
nothing
that
about
should happen, this
reparations.
commission should happen through executive order or via Congress?
I think Congress ultimately will have the ability to do this work. I'm not discounting the importance of any executive action, but ultimately Congress. Because if you're going to talk about it in any substantial way, there will be hearings, there will be
Hold on, do me a favor,
a
Cash.
level of
Yeah.
public education
Do me a
and
favor.
dialogue that
Go ahead. What the hell
I
just
want to
happened?
hear because what they asked her something specific.
Yeah, and she
Are you
just
going to,
completely
like-
spent them.
Didn't they ask her, is she going to get Congress on board with making this piece
Yeah.
of legislation that goes through.
Where
Am
we
I
at right
tripping?
now? We are at 31:05. Let's go back.
Okay.
Yeah, ask the question. I gotta hear the question because
She
This is
didn't answer it at
spent-
all.
this is embarrassing, y'all.
She completely spent them.
They don't say
I
shit.
just, as you mentioned, Sheila Jackson Lee.
I'm
The
sorry, y'all.
thing
We
we
just
need
gotta
to
hear
be
the
done is
question
this
again.
hostage deal and this ceasefire deal. We need a ceasefire. We need the hostage deal.
I want to switch gears to racial justice, Madam Vice President. Last month, you eulogized Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee.
Yeah.
Jackson Lee's signature bill, one of a few, was H.R. 40, which would create a commission to study the history of U.S. slavery and study the issue of reparations. She introduced H.R. 40 every session of Congress, taking up the mantle from Congressman John Conyers. This is a bill that you have co-sponsored as a U.S. Senator. Yet, this has, despite the fact that this has been, similar commissions have been created on the state level and on the local level, it's yet to
Reparations.
pass in Congress, let alone come out of committee. Congresswoman Jackson Lee, Congresswoman Barbara Lee, and other advocates have called for President Biden to take executive action
Take executive action, okay.
to create this commission. Would you, as president, take executive action to create
Okay.
this commission, or do you believe that it should happen in Congress?
Okay, so basically reparations. Let's just get to the let's get to the heart of it.
Yes.
Reparations. And she completely spent them. And then at the end she said, "Oh," after they reiterated the question, "Oh, I think I'll leave it to Congress." And you know why she's going to leave it to Congress? Because she knows that'll never get passed. It will never
Boom. True bomb.
ever make it to your desk. She's spinning. She's
She knows
spinning the
that.
people. So there's your answer, everybody. All the black people that are watching that is committed to reparations. Our black woman president to be, maybe, is saying, I'm going to leave it in the hands of the masters of Congress to make sure that you never get reparations. That's what I heard.
That's what I
that?
heard.
Yeah.
But we all heard the
Trash.
same thing.
Horse manure. If you vote for her, you deserve to be ridiculed. Continue. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. I'm tired of the foolishness. I'm tired of the dumbassness we see. This is dumbassness on, and she's the vice president. My God, my God,
This is crazy.
Jesus.
Do this work. I'm not discounting the importance of any executive action, but ultimately Congress. Because if you're going to talk about it in any substantial way, there will be hearings, there will be a level of public education and dialogue that, and I think that was part of the spirit behind the congressional action thus far, to ensure that everyone can participate in this conversation in a way that elevates knowledge about history and the reference points that have that are the impetus of this conversation.
Huh?
Especially again when people are trying to deny history.
Yeah, what
When
is she
people
talking about?
are, so-called leaders are saying that enslaved people benefited from slavery. I mean, let's talk about the delta here in
Bruh.
terms of the work that
What
needs
this
to be
got to
done.
do with the
It's
question?
profound.
Madam Vice President.
Nothing at all. It has nothing to do with the question at all, which is why she's doing it. She is the queen. I'll give her this. I would give this to Kamala all day. She can spin somebody ass so quick. She reminds me of the COs when I was in prison. When you ask them, "Hey man, when we coming out to?" "Oh, hold on, man, we'll be right back. You know, we just had something happen over here in the other unit, right? And somebody had and they just give you this whole story and spin you of why they ain't letting you do something or why they not getting some work done for you. It's the same. She's a spin artist. She just spent everybody right now on that stage. I want to hear what they ask her next, because it would have been simple for her to say, you know what, I would definitely consider an executive order to help with this committee so we can have the conversation about reparations, because we know that Congress is never going to do it because we have a 50-50 right now. They're never going to put this bill before me. But no.
President, I want to move to Springfield, Ohio, and what's happening there. We've seen
Wait a minute. Before we keep going, you guys, can you do me the favor of liking this video right now and then sharing it out with somebody else? I'd appreciate it.
school closures,
Yeah.
parents worried about their kids leaving the home because of racist conspiracy theories that I won't repeat here, but they have been repeated by leaders on the Republican side, President Trump, former President Trump, and Vice Presidential nominee J.D. Vance. From your perspective, is this just a case of irredeemable racism that can't be mitigated by any rational action, or is this a situation in which a federal response could help this community heal? There's a question of resources and
Well, no, I'll let you finish and then I'll speak. It's a crying shame. I mean, my heart breaks for this community. You know, there were children, elementary school children, who it was school photo day.
What the fuck?
You remember what that's like?
What is she
Going to
talking
school on
about?
picture day,
Huh?
who were dressed up in their best, got all ready, knew what they were going to wear the night before, and had to be evacuated. Children. Children.
What is she talking about?
What was the question?
The
I'm
whole
sorry.
community put in fear.
Springfield and the alleged
Jesus.
racist comments that was given about
Keep
you
his
know the
nigga
pets and
Wait a minute. Why she turned? She said
She
the
said,
children were getting ready to take their pictures and look their best.
I don't know.
Gee, man, I feel like singing a Negro spiritual right now. This is
Take
really
me
bad.
to the water. That's what we need to do. We need to
Sure
take her
do.
to the water. To
And
be
drench her.
baptized.
She needs it
Amen.
now. Now.
No.
This is it. Go ahead. My
Ain't
bad.
no water in hell. Ain't no water in hell. That's what they should be singing, because that's what she going telling all these damn spins that she doing and creating lies. They need to remind her that, you know, ain't no water in hell, Kamala. You better stop it. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I'm not trying to do nothing for black people. That's all she got to say. Just say that. I
Yeah,
don't
y'all.
want to help you. I only need your vote. That's all. Just say that.
That's it. Go on,
Yes,
test it.
about it.
Yes, sir. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
She said it was picture day, y'all.
Do
Picture
you
that.
remember what it was like on picture day, being a kid? Do you remember? Adele, do you remember when you was a kid and they had to take the pictures on picture day?
I
They
would have
was
said,
evacuated. They
I
had to be
would've said-
evacuated.
respectfully, Vice President. No disrespect. What the fuck are you talking about? Forgive my language.
No,
What are
you
you talking
good. This warrants profanity. This is
Like,
profane.
What are you talking about? It had nothing to do with reparations. Hmm? And again, no pushback, no
None.
interruption, no what are you talking? Nothing. Now, if you contrast this with Trump being in front of that big old crowd, it was totally different.
Bro,
Totally,
they
wasn't-
could
wasn't
never
like
let
that.
me ask questions. I'm telling you, if I was I'd have been like, listen, you doing a whole lot of talking, but you not saying if I'm finna get this bag underneath your administration. I want to know, are you willing and committed to signing a reparations bill?
we need
Because
to hop
my
in.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Madam Vice President. I want to know if you are going to give me reparations. I know I was never a slave. I get that. And I know that my ancestors owned my ancestors. But I'm still wanting that bag. Are you going to give it to me? That's what I need to know.
So I
We
don't
need
even
to
know. Yes, no.
request to sit down with Kamala.
She would
She
never
gonna
sit down with me.
she gonna
I
come.
would
She gonna come.
fillet.
She gonna come. No, she's scared. She's scared.
The question was about
Softball,
And I'll
man.
say a couple things about it. One, you know, I learned a
Jesus,
long
Lord.
time ago in my career, having a background as a prosecutor. When you have these positions, when you have that kind of microphone in front of you, you really ought to understand at a very
Wait a minute. Did that not sound sexual? That sounded sexual to me. I'm sorry, it did. Hold on, let's replay it. Listen. That sounded very sexual. Coming from, listen, watch. Hold on, I'm gonna break it down.
dressed up in their best.
Maybe it's
that
because I
already
know
knew what they were gonna
her
wear the night
background.
before, and had to be evacuated. Children. A whole community put in fear. And I'll say a couple things about it. One, I learned a long time ago in my career,
I learned a long time ago in my career.
having a background as a prosecutor,
Having a background as a prosecutor.
when you have these positions, when you have that
When you have these positions,
kind of microphone in front of you,
and that kind of microphone in front of you, Big Willie.
you really ought to understand at a very deep level
Oh, you got to understand at a very deep level
Come on, y'all. Preach it.
how much your words have meaning.
how much your words have meaning.
Somebody shot up in this place.
I'm telling you.
I
Profound.
learned at a very young stage of my career
Hallelujah.
that the meaning of my words could impact whether somebody was free or in prison.
Felt that one too, Jesus.
That one.
As Attorney General, I was of California,
Yes.
fifth largest economy in the world.
Yes.
I was acutely aware that my words could move markets. When you are
Just telling on yourself
bestowed
right now.
with a microphone that is that big,
Microphone.
there is a profound responsibility that comes with that.
All right.
Look out
There
you on
is
the
an
mic.
extension of what should not be lost in this moment, this concept of the public trust,
Yes.
What?
to then understand what the public trust means. It means that you have been invested with trust to be responsible in the way you use your words, much less how you conduct yourself.
Yes.
Public trust means you have been invested with
And-
trust.
Yes.
Bro, what?
Especially when you have been and then seek to be again President of the United States of America.
Just how she said it. Just.
And so I go back to it's a crying shame, literally.
Crying.
What's
shame.
happening to those families, those children in that
Yes,
community? Not to mention,
Who's she talking about? Is she
I don't
talking about the
even know.
Haitians
She
in the
was
community,
asking
or is she
about
talking about the
Springfield.
people of Springfield? Because I'm
I don't even
confused.
know.
Because the only people that's suffering in Springfield right now are the people that are dealing with the illegal people that ain't supposed to be there in the first damn place.
I'm trying to figure that out.
What the
myself,
hell is she talking about?
but I have no clue. I'm trying.
I'm lost. I got caught up in making her whole thing sexual,
lost.
and completely. Now I'm just tuning back in and like, yo,
Jesus. Help.
She's talking about a school
Yeah.
shooting? What school shooting happened in Springfield, Ohio?
only people getting hit up is the ducks at the reservoir by them people that's grilling them, cutting them open, leaving them there. This is
fresh
man,
duck though.
what
Fresh
is
geese.
happening in terms of, look, you say you care about law enforcement resources being
You
put
called for the
into this
defunding of
because
police.
of these serious threats that are
Yes.
being issued against a
Serious
community that
Yes.
living a productive, good life before this
I
happened.
know it.
What?
I know it.
And spewing lies that are grounded in tropes that are age
Tropes.
old.
What the hell are tropes?
And look, I said it not very far from here the other day at the
Look
debate.
at her turn into the audience.
She knows something. Oh, it's
This
so
is not
profound.
new.
Now listen.
This is not new in terms of these tropes.
It ain't
This
new.
is not
All right.
new in terms of
What
where it's
tropes?
coming from.
I don't know what tropes is, but
The
listen.
racist tropes.
You know, whether it is refusing to rent to people, rent to black
Yes.
families, whether
Yes,
it is
yes,
taking out a
yes.
full-page
Yes.
ad in the New
Yes,
York
yes.
Times
Go.
against 5 innocent Black
Rehearsed.
and Latino
Now, at this point, I want y'all to understand something, especially if you are black. If you ain't picking up on this bitch, then I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. The things that she's talking about have been debunked, and she knows that they have been debunked. And she's still sitting up here saying this stuff to y'all because she knows that you don't know. And she don't think that
Exactly.
you got the brains to do your own research to understand that everything that she's telling you is a bunch of bullshit.
Yes.
This is the reason why I can't fucking stand this particular person. Like, straight up. I can't stand her. Worse than I couldn't stand Biden. Worse than I couldn't stand Bush. And God knows I can't stand Bush. But this lizard soul,
Hey.
cold-blooded reptile that you got for a
I see
vice
it.
president right now is sitting up here straight lying to you. Lying to us.
Gotta say it. If
And you wonder
voted for-
why.
if you voted for this lady after hearing all this, you are stupid. Gotta say it. Foolish. The Bible calls you foolish. Foolish in Hebrew means stupid. Literally. Literally, that's what it means. Stupid. So just say, I don't mean this in no disrespect.
I do.
No, if you.
I mean it with the utmost disrespect.
This is
Because
bad,
at this
yo.
point, you are literally going against your damn self. If you listen to this lady, just actually, I just want you to ask this question: why won't she tell you the truth? Why won't she tell you the truth? Just outright say it. Like,
what?
Trump, when he stood in front of black people, what'd he say? Listen, black people, what do you have to lose in voting for me? The Democrats, they've been screwing you over, your communities, the highest crime. Everything's bad. Why? Democrats. He told the truth. You feel me? And was blatant about it.
You know what?
This
I
motherfucker
just-
can't get the truth out. You can't. Bro, she's not trying to tell you nothing true.
At all.
Sorry. I just noticed this. This event started 1 hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
It is 1 o'clock here where I am, which means it's 3 where you are, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And that means it's 4 p.m. in America on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Who I'm on the West Coast. Who is watching this? Who knew about this? And why did they strategically pick this time when everybody's at work and not watching TV for her to come on and have a total blunder?
You know why. You know
This
they
is
didn't want the people to see this. This is why we covering it. So everybody, please give us a share. Share this
Give us
out
a
for
share.
me, please.
Share this to your liberal friends. They need to see this.
Sharon gets,
No, we're
Sharon
gonna
gets
get all
carried
kind of hate. I'm like, look at these 3 Uncle Toms up here. Look at these 3. Look at these 3 Uncle Toms up here talking bad about the sister. Man,
This
fuck
is-
out of here.
Yo, this has 3,000 views on Fox News. I'm not making this up. This video has 3,000 views. I'm going to be looking at the other channels. I'm listening.
This shit's crazy.
Teenagers, the Central Park Five, calling for their execution. Whether it is referring to the first black president of the United States with a lie, birther lies.
This is what Jesus.
And look, the American people deserve, and I do believe want better than this. I do believe that. I know the vast majority of us as Americans know we have so much more in common than what separates us. I know that. I know that regardless of someone's background, their race, their gender, their geographic location, I know that people are deeply troubled by what is happening to that community in Springfield, Ohio. And it's got to stop. And we've got to say that you cannot be entrusted with standing behind the seal of the President of the United States of America, engaging in that hateful rhetoric that, as usual, is designed to divide us as a country, is designed to have people pointing fingers at each other. It's designed to do that.
So the truth is
And I think
divisive.
most people in our country, regardless of their race, are starting to see through this nonsense and to say, you know what, let's turn the page on this. This is exhausting and it's harmful and it's hateful and grounded in some age-old stuff
She
that
says
we should
nothing,
not
bro.
have the tolerance for. So let's turn the page and chart a new way forward and say, you can't have that microphone again.
Madam Vice President, I'm switching gears again.
Please do,
Quick
'cause that's
question. I
some
want to talk
bullshit.
to you about gun control. So You've said you support an assault weapons ban and universal background checks, and we actually learned during the debate that you are a gun owner.
Hold on, man. I gotta say it. I got to. We're gonna go to this next part, but yo, I really don't like her. Like, I want to call her every name that's so bad right now. I want to say all the foulest shit about this broad right now because of how she just tried to relate. She just tried to have a mom moment. Like, I really think that we have more in common than separates us apart. And we, all the racist tropes, he's so bad. He talked about the Central Park Five innocent black men, and put a news ad out calling for their execution, failing to realize or mention to the people that when he did those things, everybody in the world was under the impression that they were guilty. Why? Not because they were black, but because they pled guilty.
Pled guilty.
Nobody knew that they were coerced. Nobody knew these things. Everybody just knew that these guys committed an atrocious act, and committing that kind of act warrants an extreme punishment, which was called for by Donnie Baseball. Okay?
Yep.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Why keep on spewing this? Because most people don't know that when he made those statements, everybody thought that they were guilty.
Everybody.
They were found innocent later after that. Now, if he would have put an ad out after that, like, I don't care if they were innocent, they deserve to die, then I'd understand. That's not the case. And it's disingenuous. It's a flat out lie that they try to push into your minds to make you think that he's a racist. Just like how they talk when they talk about the Haitians with the cat thing. They trying to make that into a race issue. He didn't say black people. That would have been racist. He didn't say black people are in Springfield right now with someone's pet and they're eating. That would have been racist. He didn't say that. He said what was reported from all these different people in Springfield, that the Haitians are out there doing these things. But because Trump said it, is racist.
It's racist.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to me.
Y'all, I had to go in and get out my my cigar. This is not a blunt. It's a cigar. So don't get too excited. But at the exact same time, this is so bad. Just y'all. So I'm gonna puff this for y'all. Okay, just for y'all.
Show.
Oh.
So her highest, this was streamed on all mainstream platforms. Okay. This is on Washington Post. They streamed it. Got a total of 9.7 thousand views. Okay. They streamed
no
on
one
Fox
likes her.
News, a total of 18,000 on Fox News. A total of 77,000 on MSNBC, MSDNC. Roland Martin did this. She got a total of 6.7 thousand live viewers.
Roland Martin,
Fox
you mean the
Business.
boy butt lover?
Yeah, Roly Poly.
Yeah.
And then Fox Business in CBS, 13,000. Nobody saw this interview.
Well,
And
good.
I'm upset.
I'm cool. I'm gonna make so many clips out of this. I'm about to just stay on this one. I'm gonna clip to the man. Y'all, please share this out. If you're on X, give me a repost. I need this to go far and wide so we can everybody needs to watch this. This is ridiculous.
It's like Philadelphia. Handguns are responsible.
Now we're
for
on gun
most
control.
Homicides and violent crime. The most recent FBI data shows handguns were involved in 59% of murders in our country. How will you address the issue of the use of handguns? Because a push for an assault weapons ban only addresses a significant but small part of the problem.
So, first of all, yes, I am a gun owner, and Tim Walz is a gun owner, and we're not trying to take anybody's guns away from them. But we do
You said
need
you
an assault
support a
weapons
mandatory
ban.
buyback.
Assault weapons are designed.
She literally said that she supports a mandatory buyback.
Exactly.
Mandatory. But I'm not gonna take your guns.
to kill a lot of human beings quickly
Yes,
and have
assault
no
weapons
place, and have
yes.
no place, I'm going to get to it,
Yes.
and have no place on the streets of a civil society. We need universal background checks, which, to your point about handguns, is about saying that it is just reasonable to want reasonable gun safety laws that say we should do background checks that we ought to know. It's just reasonable. You might want to know before someone can buy a lethal weapon if they've been found by a court to be a danger to themselves or others. You might just want to know.
And respectfully, we do understand that.
But you're asking
Yes.
about.
I'm
you're
asking specifically about handguns, because many of those handguns aren't
universal
purchased in
background
places.
checks
Yes.
apply to handguns.
They do.
Yo,
But in many
whoever,
instances,
shout out
those
to whoever
handguns
this woman
aren't
is.
even bought lawfully. Yes.
Which is why I
Thank you.
also have been very adamant for years.
That's
In
the point
fact,
we've been
I
making.
myself protested at a gun show probably 10, 15
Still not
years
answering the
ago
question.
about the gun show loophole and why we need to close that. Because what ends up happening is that gun shows at flea markets, gun dealers are not, under existing law in the past, required to register their sales. And so you are
She's
exactly
lying.
right that a lot of homicides, for example, a good number of them, I don't have the statistic in front of my mind, are committed with illegally purchased guns. And that's why we need to address each entry point in the issue, including universal background checks, closing the gun show loophole, and what we need to do as a general matter to focus not.
She's lying. It all depends on how they're licensed.
How about you investigate the entry points at the border and close them loopholes? How about that, Kamala? Why don't you do that? Because this is stupid.
Point of
This
entry.
is stupid. You ain't never gonna stop illegal guns on the street. You're never
Never.
gonna do it. People are gonna get guns. You know why? Because this is America. You know? And at one time in this country, there used to not have to be all this red tape for people to own a firearm in this country. You know? But because of big government and your fear of the people finally catching on to the BS that's going on with this corrupt system that we have, now you want to take people's guns, especially after January 6th, because you've seen what the American people could do when they come together without guns. So I'm just gonna leave that there. You can make your own conclusions of where I was going with that.
Man, so much bullshit on this thing being talked about. It's making Sunni cough right now. It's okay. Let it out, Sunni. It's called being affected by lies and bullshit. It's okay. Let it out. Let it out. It's gonna be all right. Yeah. So y'all seeing healing right now on the camera because you should be hearing bullshit, and so bullshit can actually be it can be contagious. You can see it right here, right here, contagious. Now, Cash is immune to it. And you see how he's just really just calm, cool. He's immune to it. Sunni, she's not. Unfortunately, bullshit.
This is insane. This shit is insane. She doing it, and she still ain't answered the question. That's the thing.
Not only on reaction to crime, but prevention of crime. So you're raising a
Prevention.
very important issue that
How the fuck you gonna prevent crime, Kamala? What the fuck you got? Minority Report machines? Huh? You got Tom Cruise waiting in the cut and you got 3 white girls hooked up to machines that's laying in the water, in a puddle of water with some stuff on their head that can see the future of who's gonna commit a fucking crime? Huh? How you gonna do it? I wanna know. How you gonna do it? How you gonna prevent crime? We're gonna prevent crime. How you gonna prevent it? I'm telling you, this is what's gotta be. They got the Minority Report machine. We just don't know about it yet. She's on to something here, guys. Vote. Go fucking give her your vote for Minority Report. Let's do it.
Harris 2024, y'all.
that has many facets, including what we need to do in terms of reasonable gun safety laws and what we need to do around crime prevention, what we need to do around crime deterrence. But listen, I have personally prosecuted homicide cases.
Crime deterrence, bitch. If prison isn't a crime deterrent, what the fuck else you gonna offer?
It is.
What's a crime deterrent? We're gonna
I don't
put
know
you
what
in
the
prison. We know that.
We don't
We
care.
know. We're gonna put
I don't
you
know
in
what
cuffs.
push
You
y'all-
ever taken a ride down a paddy wagon, son? Huh? Well, what are you gonna do?
Respectfully,
gonna
y'all
do?
know. Respectfully, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about, but y'all keep going. I don't know what she's
I
talking about.
don't understand
Yeah, no
her
clue
her
still.
concepts, bro.
Yeah.
It's not making sense to me. What are
know
you
what you're talking
talking
about,
about? We're gonna have
Jesus
crime
Christ.
prevention, and we're going to have crime deterrence, such as locking people up. That doesn't work. Oh, you know what? We're gonna take it a step further. Not only are we gonna lock them up, we're gonna. Well, I don't know what else we can do after that. What else can we do? There's nothing. What are you gonna do? You can only offer death. What are we? Sharia law? That would be the thing right there. Sharia law. If she offered that that's a big deterrent right there. Listen, if you hit somebody, you're gonna get hit back with a brick upside your head when you're buried in dirt up to your neck. That's a deterrent. I don't think the American people are gonna go for it though. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. But I don't know.
You already
You never
know
know.
they're not
Crazier
going
things
for
have
that.
happened.
They ain't going
Huh?
for that.
We're not going for it? I didn't think so.
I have held the hands of mothers
Here we
who
go.
have come to me crying, who have said, I only want to talk to Kamala, because they knew when they sat down, I would treat them with the dignity and respect that they were entitled and due
You know what?
about the loss of their
Pause. What about the woman who you locked up for truancy that had a child with, I think she had MS. She had some sort of disorder that kept her out of school. Okay.
Your
Mother
mic's really low,
presented-
Sonny.
Can you hear me now? I have
Yeah,
to be
that's
close
better.
clearly. The mother presented all this evidence to Kamala that she was indeed going to the doctor and her daughter wasn't just skipping school. Okay. The little girl ended up in the hospital, and Kamala's prosecution team locked this mother up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to hear, I held the hand of this woman. You locked a mother up for caring for her child.
Because she asked for Kamala. I
Because she-
only want to speak to Kamala.
She
And then
only
got
wanna speak
your
to
ass locked
Kamala.
up because of it. Uh-huh. I
This
bet
is-
you
this is
nobody
all
else
I
say
know.
that.
Listen, leukemia, thank you. Known to be ill in the hospital. Thank you. Go watch this documentary. It's on YouTube as we speak. Go watch it.
child, often their son, to gun violence and the need to take it seriously. And we must take it seriously. In every way, understanding it's not just about a soundbite. It's about a comprehensive approach that deals with the tragedy of, to your point, everyday gun violence in America. It's real. It has had a profound impact in terms of trauma that for the most part has gone undiagnosed and untreated. The trauma that exists in communities around the violence of losing their children, losing a brother, losing a father, an uncle. All of that must be addressed, and we have to have a holistic response to
Are
it.
there things we haven't thought about yet? Because every time we bring up this issue of gun violence, universal background checks comes up and a ban on assault weapons. Are there other solutions that you're also thinking about that will get at this issue?
Absolutely. For example, part of what we did as vice president with the president, we were able to pass the first meaningful gun safety legislation in 30 years. And part of what that involved was millions and millions of dollars to put more mental health counselors in public schools, right? Because we know that there is an aspect of this that is about treating the trauma and dealing with it at its source before it ends up manifesting itself in a problem. There is the work that we need to do that is about putting resources into communities around violence prevention. I've been a big advocate of that for years, which includes what we need to do around putting resources into community-based intervention that is not just requiring on the good people in the community to volunteer to do the intervention, but actually paying people to do it because it's a full-time job. It's about understanding what we need to do to, again, understand that, to your point, we have to have a holistic response to this issue and prioritize it instead of reacting to the tragedy that, sadly, they are too predictable. Let's all agree, enough of that. There are very few solutions that we haven't thought of. We need to put the resources into them.
Madam Vice President, We want to move to the topic of reproductive access, something
Yeah.
that you have worked in leading on both for the administration, Democrats, and now the top of the ticket. You said that as president, you would want to codify Roe. If it came to your desk, you would.
Hold on. I'm sorry, but I gotta point this out. She's talking about therapy, right? For people in school. But yeah, you picked a vice president who was like got a sanctuary city for people that are mentally ill. How many therapists are there? Huh? How many therapists are there? Not for the parents. No, no. You need to learn to accept your child's choice. Okay? If they want to mutilate it, let them mutilate it.
Let them do it.
Let them do it. No, 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 no. No, you don't. You, she don't mean nothing she say. I mean, come on. This therapy in schools as a
How is
deterrent.
it that people like us, and I know you say, Suni, stop doing that. Don't diminish yourself. I'm not diminishing myself, but just we are the common American here, right? We are. That's why a lot of people watch us. We're the common American. We just have clearly
Come
a
up
better
to your mic.
understanding.
Come up to your
Can you
mic. a
hear me
little
now?
more. There we go.
I hate this. I want to sit back and chill. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
We're the common American.
Mhm.
We're not on Fox News. We're not on none of these news organizations. We're here. This is our stuff. We put all the work into it. Okay. How is it that people with this understanding
Oh
of
my
what the
God.
hell is going on?
What is that?
What is what?
Oh, that's Liddell.
What I do now? I ain't do
Watch it.
nothing.
Mute his mic. Watch it.
Yeah, it's
don't hear it
definitely
anymore.
you.
We can hear everything in your background.
Every
When you
single
bump
thing.
your desk, we can hear your desk.
It's like, and I got these nice headphones, so it makes it really loud.
Well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say something. Then, but I got to calm down. I have to go to my daughter's volleyball game.
Go ahead.
Real fast, man. And forgive me for the
No, you good,
background
brother.
stuff. I still look better than both these guys on the campus over there. But at the exact same time, if this does not change your mind concerning who you should vote for, do you deserve to be ridiculed? You deserve to suffer. You deserve to be broke. So I gotta say, guys, God bless you guys. Stay blessed. And holla at your partner. God bless you guys. Thanks.
All
guys.
right, my brother. God
Good to
bless
see
you too.
guys. All right, Susu.
I
Yeah,
love
that was
Liddell,
funny as hell.
man. He's all right.
All I'm saying is we have an understanding to be able to break this stuff down. This woman is straight lying. What is wrong with the rest of America? For real. What is wrong with people?
I think it's got something to do with puberty blockers and hormone therapy. I mean, it's just me. It's just that maybe it's something in the vegan patties. I don't know. I don't know.
He said in the vegan patties, bro.
I don't know. It's something. It's got to be something real simple. You know, maybe it's got to do with climate change. That's what it is. It's climate change. As the climate changes, people they start losing their sense of critical thinking or even acknowledging that somebody may be lying to them. As long as they got a D by their name, everything is cool. It doesn't matter what they say. It's the truth. Yeah, we're in global warming and windmills are the answer.
I thought you were going to say Mercury's retrograde.
That too. It could be all of that. Mercury. Maybe it's because I'm a Scorpio. I don't know. You know, maybe you know what? It's the aurora borealis that's being able to be seen it's the solar flares. It's the geostorms that is happening in the sky. That's what it is.
Do you ever
I don't
feel
know.
crazy though? Do you ever like sit down and after we've made all the content, we just sit down and you think about the day you've had. Do you ever just sit and think, bro, is there something wrong with me? I talk to
No.
all these people.
Nope.
Sometimes I'm like, am I
Nope.
crazy?
I don't. I know let me tell you something, Suni. When I came home, I seen the world very clearly. I say, yo, this is why I be calling for unity and just trying to get people to be able to have conversations so that they can figure things out. People are fucking wacko inside their brains and their beliefs. And politics has become the trend, to be involved in politics, but not to the point where you're educated. Only to the point where you're talking about it. And that's why we have so many people running around here dying half of their fucking head blue and the other one purple, and men getting those things, and people have cat litter boxes in the bathroom for their children and all kind of weird shit, is because they're crazy. They're crazy and they're allowed to be. Let's just call it what it is. We have made mental illness a normal thing. Well,
Give yourself a round of applause right now. Please.
Where's it at? Gotcha. Mental illness has become a thing that it's not mental illness anymore, unless it's something that's like evident, like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. Those things are like, oh yeah, that's just a mental illness. But if I run around and tell you, like right now, I got a beard, you know what I'm saying? I got a full beard and an amazing body for a male. I'm an amazing specimen for a male, right? And I come up to you with my deep voice and say, today I woke up and Shania Twain, she said it best. I feel like a woman. And I am changing who I am because here's the thing. I'm going to make it acceptable. I always felt this way. I just didn't have the courage. I didn't have the courage to say it. But I've always known that I was born in the wrong body. This isn't the body that I was supposed to have. And for that reason,
you are the first person. I'm being so honest right now. I collab with a lot of people. You are the first person that I've heard that does not immediately go to like a clear conspiracy. And I'm not talking about conspiracy theories that make sense, but you're just like, it's very simple. Mental illness is rampant in America. It's rampant.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people are nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's levels to nuts now. Before, crazy just used to be crazy.
Well, here's the thing, right? So you have now. This is where. Okay, so you'll have that community, the rainbow community, right?
Yes.
Where it's just somebody's like, okay, I'm a dude, and I like dudes. That's my thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hey, disagree. That's not my thing, but I understand. Go for it. You know what I mean? That's your preference. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you have women that are like, I'm a girl, but I like girls. Okay, hey, that's you. You do your thing. I'm not saying it's good or bad. That's your thing.
Do you think?
And then you'll have guys that are like, no, I like girls, but I like wearing women's clothes. They're comfortable. I loved Halloween as a kid, and I want to dress up like this. Okay, hey, that's your thing. Do your thing. But now we are to the point where we have people that are willing to completely mutilate themselves.
Yes.
To fall into a role, which again, that is your choice, right?
Yes.
But society wants to normalize it in the minds of people that are saying, hey, wait a minute, I don't think you should do that, bro. You can't tell me what to do with my body. It's my body and it's my choice. Cool. All right. You go for it. But still, bro, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be deemed a bad person for saying that. For trying to help your friend out. Like, look, man, you might regret this here in the years to come, bro. You might actually want to do something later. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to lose all feeling. That's a great feeling, the feeling of that feeling. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to lose that feeling if you do that dealing. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way I could put it with being PG. And they make it normal. It's like, it's okay. This person that's on the screen right now, this one, Kamala.
Yes.
She normalized it. And her running mate, Tim. And this is the saddest part. Now, if you're a grown adult and you're like, yo, this is what I want to do. I don't care how you feel about it. This is how I feel. This is who I'm going to be. Cool.
That's
different. Do your
different.
thing. I have no problem with it. Do your thing. My issue is when it comes to now you're making it in the minds of the children
Yep.
to, to do these things. And it's not
Leave 'em
okay because they
alone.
can't buy a pack of cigarettes yet, but they can make a choice about their body.
Bro, y'all don't even want them entering the draft at 17. 17 is too young to go to the military.
Yeah.
Please.
But it's not too young to go to the clinic and have them chop off your. You know what I'm saying?
In the words of Kamala Harris, depopulation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pick
This
out
is
that
just
Freudian
racist
slip.
rhetoric that I'm spitting right now, guys. I'm racist. I'm a big old racist towards the
Let's
gay
finish this
race, I
blunder.
guess. I don't know.
She's horrible, man. I can't believe people sat down for
Sign a
this.
bill that did that. Roe protected access until fetal viability, which it also says is, quote, at about 7 months, but it may occur earlier, even at 24 weeks. So do you similarly support also codifying Roe's restrictions, which allows states to ban abortion in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy unless necessary
Ooh,
to
good
save a
question.
mother's life?
We need to put the protections of Roe v. Wade back into law. And when that bill gets passed by Congress, I will proudly sign it into law. Understand what is happening in our country.
She said
Over
third
20 states have passed what I call Trump abortion bans because I understand how we got here. The former president
She
had
just
picked 3
admitted
members of
it.
the United States Supreme Court with the intention they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. They did as he intended, and in state after state, laws have been passed criminalizing healthcare providers. I don't know if anyone here has heard most recently the stories out of Georgia. Tragic story about a young woman who died because
I'm sorry. But you see what she does every time, right? This
She-
is what
she spins
pastors
it.
do. This is what pastors do. You know what I'm saying? They get up on there. I want to tell you a story. First, they'll give you some scripture. Let me go. Turn with me right now, if you would, to your Bibles. Go to John 3:16. Now, John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever shall believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life." Now, I want to tell you a story, if I may, about a young boy. And this young boy, he was down there in the pits of the, and then they start doing their thing. And then they pass around the offering plate. This is what's happening right now with Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
She's
needs organ in
passing
the
around the
back.
offering plate.
We should offer her some little ad lib. Or she go on this little preaching session.
You want to?
Let's
Let's
go
do it.
for it.
it appears the people who should have given her health care were afraid they'd be
I gotta catch her
criminalized
cadence. Hold up.
after the Dobbs decision came down. Laws that make no exception even for rape or incest, which means that you're telling a survivor of a crime of a violation to their body that they have no right to make a decision about what happens to their body next, which is immoral. An approach
That's
that doesn't
immoral.
take into account
Oh my God. That's the immoral thing.
She
That's
said
the
it was
immoral thing.
immoral. Immoral. Lord.
That's the immoral thing.
Gee, this is
They
what I'm
asked her
talking
about abortions in the 7th and 8th and 9th month, but
She
the
literally
immoral thing.
admitted. She said, when abortion comes to on my table, I'm signing it. She didn't differentiate that she didn't support the 3rd trimester. Y'all noticed that, right? She didn't say nothing about it. So that we're fair, and it's safe to assume that you do support it since you didn't come out and say no, right? So that means Trump was right the whole time.
Mm-hmm. I'm still stuck on the immoral thing. It's immoral to tell a woman what to do with her body. Let her kill that baby.
It's immoral.
That's basically it. That's like, what? It's not immoral. Listen to me. Now, the Trump abortion ban, this is the problem. See, Trump wants to tell a woman what to do with her body. And we're gonna turn the page on Trump and his abortion bans because they are immoral. If a woman wants to have an abortion in the 12th month, she needs to be able to have an abortion in the 12th month.
Yep.
Madam Vice President, people don't typically carry baby to 12 months, but we need to make it that way so that they know that they can come to the doctor and receive the health care that they may need. I know that babies aren't born until the 10th month. Madam President, typically it's not until the 9th month is where it usually cuts off.
I'm getting
But
there. I wasn't
still,
done.
I'm
gotta hit 'em with
this shit
that.
is crazy.
That most people, I think, agree you don't have to abandon your faith or deeply held.
Oh, that quick with a pause. You don't have to abandon your faith. Yes, you do. Don't listen
Yes,
to
you
this
do.
false prophet, harlot, Jezebel, spirit having ass.
See, this is so
Krishna.
evil. She's lying.
How do you not have to abandon your faith to support abortions up until the 8th and 9th month, 7th month, 6th month, 5th month, 4th month, 3rd month, 2nd month, 1st month? How do you not have to abandon your faith? Tell me, which faith are you talking about? I know you're not talking about Islam. I know you're not talking about Christianity, and you can't be talking about Judaism. There's no way. There is no way you can be talking about those three faiths because it is against the tenets of faith to have said abortion. So who are you? Are you a spiritual leader now? Are you a guru? You might be a guru. I think she
Apparently.
might be.
Kamala.
I think she might be a guru. She's talking about the faith that we know nothing about. I'm just saying.
Sanji.
I'm just saying. She's got to be talking about a different faith because as far
She's
as I
talking
know.
about the coexist faith. That's what she's talking about.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
Think Zen.
Beliefs to agree the government should not be telling her what to do with her body. If she chooses, she will talk with her pastor, her priest, her rabbi, her
Pastor.
imam. But it should not be the government or Donald Trump telling her what to do about her own body and her life.
I agree, Kamala. Guess what, Kamala? We finally agree. You just said something that was so profound. It should not be the government or Donald Trump. And guess what? Because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade, the federal government ain't got nothing to say about it. No, it goes back to the respective states, the way that it should be, which means that the people got to say so on whether or not they want this devil shit in their life.
Or no.
Yeah, there you go. Good job.
Boom.
Good job, Kamala. Didn't
Good
know
job.
she was black.
Thanks for coming to Cash's TED Talk.
So that's where I stand. We need to put back in place the protection of Roe v. Wade and put that into law.
And those restrictions that are also in.
We need to put back in place the protections of Roe v. Wade and let an individual, in consultation with her doctor,
She can
make
do
the
that
decision
still
based
now.
on what she can determine, because she's smart enough to know
Is she?
what's in her best interest instead of having her government tell her what to do, especially a bunch
That's
of people in
debatable.
these state capitals who think they're in a better position to tell her what to do than she is to know what's in her best interest.
Before we
I wonder if she knew what was in her best interest when she opened up them legs and got pregnant in the first place and then wasn't responsible enough to go and get the plan B. Oh, but Cash, everybody can't afford a plan B. Well, if you can't
What, you can
afford the
afford an
precautionaries,
abortion?
yeah, I'm just saying, if you can't afford to be taking risk of having a child that you can't
Don't
afford,
be taking them risks.
you can't take them risks. And you say, well, it shouldn't be banned. Well, guess what? That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. If you live in a state where they got a ban, instead of us as a society saying, we shouldn't have a ban up to 6 weeks, that is unreasonable. How about if you live in a state that has such a ban, you preach more responsibility and accountability for your actions and say, you know what? Okay, I know it's tough. I know it's hard, you guys, that they got these restrictions because we got a whole bunch of people that's out here having all kind of unprotected sex, and I understand. So what you got to do is be responsible with your body. Oh my God, are we calling for a higher standard?
Revelation.
We're calling for a higher standard. Don't just sleep around with people because you can't afford to. because there's a ban that says you can't get an abortion after 6 weeks. And I don't know how you wouldn't know that you was pregnant after 6 weeks, but you might not. You know, you might, man, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that's what I would say. Instead, we want to preach degeneracy. And we say, you know what? This is unreasonable. If my daughter wants to be a harlot in these streets, running around with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, she should have that right to do it and be afforded an abortion if she wants to get pregnant.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe some women get a kick out of that. Is that a thing?
Yeah. Listen, I know some women that got graveyards for you know what, for their womb. There's a lot of RIP situations going on there. It's treated like birth control. That's what it is. It's treated like birth control. It's encouraging procrastination, like you said before. It's encouraging high rates of promiscuity, which create high rates of broken homes. And then we
And
have
high
the
rates of
government
diseases.
that wants. There you go. And then what happens? The government creates this problem, and then they come in with the so-called solution, and the problem just continues. So it is what it is. She can't do anything about it. That's the crazy part about this.
She can't. It'll never make it to her
She can't do
desk.
anything about this. No.
And she knows it. Obama said he was going to codify it. He never codified it.
No, because he can't.
Joe Biden never codified it.
That's why they want to stack the Supreme Court.
Man. Okay.
We conclude, Madam Vice President. Joyful Warrior has been used to describe
You
your
didn't see that just a
campaign.
minute ago, though. Okay, I'm
And-
back to my joyful part.
And your opponent and Republicans have at times weaponized you laughing in campaign ads, for example.
Let's go.
Why is joy important to you to insert into this election? And what do you make of Republicans using that as a way to suggest that you're not a serious candidate?
Well, sometimes I think, and I'll say to whoever the
There it
young
is.
people are who are watching this, there are some times when your adversaries will try and turn your strength into a weakness. Don't you
Now
let
laughing
them.
is a strength.
Don't you let them. I find joy in the American people. I find joy
I wish
in
that were true.
optimism, in what I see to be our future and our ability to invest in it. I find joy in the ambition of the people. I find joy in the dreams of the people. I find joy in building community. I find joy in building coalitions. I find joy in believing that the true measure of the strength of a leader is not based on who you beat down, but who you lift up.
Bet you stay beating down Donald Trump and conservatives. What? What? What the fuck is she talking
Kamala
about?
said, joy in the morning. Joy will come in the morning. It's all right. Weeping may endure for the night. She's just saying that we've been weeping. And it may endure for the night, but joy, because of her laughter, is going to come in the morning, Cash. That's it.
I hate her laugh. It's not joyful. I find joy. I find joy in lying to the American people. I find joy in using my black scent and black people falling for it.
Amen,
I find
Pastor.
joy that people think that I could cook collard greens and wash them in the bathtub and everybody still be fine eating them. I find joy in talking about my black ancestry.
Amen.
I find joy in sitting on this stage here right now and
Somebody need to
answering
cue that
your
organ.
questions without answering your questions. I find joy everywhere. I find joy that people elected
Oh
me.
my God.
Well, not really.
You need help. How you pull out the pastor
And,
just like that?
And I think we should all find joy and have a sense of optimism about who we are as Americans and what we mean to each other and what we can do to lift each other up.
Madam Vice President,
Madam-
President Biden spoke to former President Trump after.
That's an
the
epic
chapter was
afro.
like this weekend.
Tell me
Have
he
you
looks like
spoken to
Solo.
him?
I have.
And earlier today, I assume.
Yes.
How'd that go? You want to give us some intel?
Sure. I checked on him to see if he was okay.
Yeah.
And I told him what I have said publicly. There's no place for political violence in our country. I am in this election and in this race for many reasons, including to fight for our democracy. And in a democracy, there is no place for political violence. We can and should have healthy debates and discussion and disagreements, but not resort to violence to resolve those issues.
On January 6th, your vehicle was allowed to kind of pass a
Here we
viable
go.
pipe bomb. We've seen.
No, I was in the building.
You were in the building. And we've seen what's happening with former President Trump. Do you have full confidence in the Secret Service to
I do.
protect all of you?
I do.
You feel safe for you and your family?
I do. But, I mean, you can go back to Ohio. Not everybody has Secret Service.
What happened in
And
Ohio? What is she
There are far too
talking
many
about?
people in our country right now who are not feeling safe.
What is she talking about?
I mean, I look at
She's talking about people's pets. They don't have Secret Service.
She said they don't have Secret Service, but
The
did
people's-
something else happen in Ohio?
The people's pets don't have Secret Service in Ohio, okay? And they need them. They need the Secret Service. The pets need Secret Service in Ohio because we have people in this country right now that are not from this country, yet are in this country, and they are doing things that are un-American. Do you know why they're doing things that are un-American? Because they are not American. This is just this is the truth that I'm telling you right now. Okay? This is my Kamala. This is my Kamala thing. This is my Kamala monologue. Kamala monologue. That's what it is. All right? And with my Kamala monologue, I just want to tell you that everybody deserves to live in safety, especially the pets of Springfield, Ohio. Now, I feel safe and I feel that the Secret Service will protect me for sure, but not everybody can afford the Secret Service because they are not for sale unless it is to commit an atrocity against a political candidate that I disagree with. Now, I did not just make the claim that the Secret Service is bought and paid, but if I was going to make such a claim, I would have said it in the way that I did. Does that make any sense? I hope that it didn't.
Absolutely not.
Okay, good. That means my Kamala monologue went perfect. All right, let's keep it going.
Project 2025, and I look at, like the Don't Say Gay laws coming out of Florida. Members of the
What the
LGBTQ community don't feel safe right now. Immigrants,
The Don't
or
Say
people with an immigrant
That is
Don't
not
say
even
gay
what
laws?
that bill, bro. The
See,
bill
she don't
is-
make sense. We should just talk to each other without saying anything at all, like in circles. Just keep on going. Just and people watching like, what the fuck is going on? Why are they talking like this? And then they catch on. It's like, oh, they're listening to Kamala Harris, and this is just what happens. So, I just want to make a real clear distinction between the rainbow and the gravel. And everybody knows that space rocks don't accumulate through accumulations. It comes by way of immigration through the inflation decimation of the entire nation. And that's a fact.
That's a fact. Yeah, because in this
Okay.
moment, we must do what we've always done, and that's do what we always do today.
Yes, because yesterday is already over and tomorrow may not come.
And
So
we
right
can't
now,
be unburdened by
you
what
can
has
be
been.
unburdened. You could. So we're just going to keep this thing going because why not? Fuck, we made it this far.
background don't feel safe right now. Women don't feel safe right now. And so, yes, I feel
I'm sorry. Women don't feel safe right now because you got a bunch of men in they fucking sports, in they dressing rooms, in they locker rooms, and every other kind of place. Women don't have a safe place no more, okay? Because men like me, can just walk right in and say, I'm a woman. So, yeah, you're right. Women don't have a safe place no more. Women, you're not safe, okay?
Bingo.
You're not. And it's not because of us. And when I say us, I mean just the good people in the world that just want normal shit, going on, normal things in the world. It's because of people like Kamala who don't want what's normal. They want to make a new normal where everything that is abnormal replaces normal. You know? That's it.
Safe. I have Secret Service protection. But that doesn't change my perspective on the importance
Upstairs.
of fighting for the safety of everybody in our country. And doing everything we can to, again, lift people up and not beat people down so they feel alone and are made to feel small and made to feel like they're somehow not a part of it or us.
Like women.
Madam Vice President, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. I've appreciated it. Thank you. Thank you.
Burrell.
All that for a whole lot of fucking nothing. A whole lot of nothing, Sony.
Nothing. We can
That's what
never
just
get
happened
those
right now.
hours back, y'all. They're like forever gone.
So what's your takeaway?
My takeaway is I would love for my camera to not look like it's low budget and I bought it at Walmart. Okay.
It's okay. You know what it is? You got your focus wrong. The depth is focused more on the TV rather than what's behind
That's
the TV.
what it is. You're
Mhm.
right. Okay.
Mhm.
So I honestly took nothing from this. It was more like comedic relief because this woman is so insufferable at times.
There it is.
She's not smart. Well, let me not say that. She's very smart because she knows how to spin you up. She just did a lot of filibustering and never getting to the actual question that they were asking her, which is exactly what we saw in the debates. So you don't really get anything with Kamala besides a bunch of gaffes. We just got a tremendous amount of content out of her saying absurd things that are just not true.
Yeah.
It's that
That's
that
shit.
simple for me. What'd you take? What's your takeaway?
Oh, fuck. Well, see, my issue is that I already know her. So she can't hit me with none of the spin shit. Now, I am not going to lie. For a brief moment, like I said, she made sense to me for one part.
Oh, the medical
But-
debt.
Yep, that's it. That was it.
Okay.
After that, I'm just like, yo, this bitch, and I hate to use, I mean,
Natch.
yeah, she's wrong, bro. She's just lying. She lies about everything. And then they got the nerve to call Donald Trump a liar, which I'm not saying Donald Trump always tells the truth, but damn, I'm talking blatant lies. Blatant lies. And nothing for the American people. And then especially nothing for black people. Black people, if you think you got something coming underneath Kamala, you don't. Stop looking for it. I don't want to hear y'all talking about, oh, she's going to sign reparations. Because, you know, we have those conversations on TikTok. She's not going to give
No,
reparations.
she's not.
She's not. You know why? Because then she would have to pay for it, okay? Because she, in fact,
Well, she would have to lay a plan out. Just like when we heard her briefly talk about reparations.
her family
She
owns
didn't even
slaves.
know how to answer the question. Well, she knew how to answer the question, but she knew. She's like, listen.
She should have just been honest. I would respect her a lot more if she'd be like, look, listen, no, I'm sorry.
Never coming.
It's never coming. Not by me. You're going to have to get a for real, like, pro-black guy in here to, you know, like Donald Trump, if you want some
that
reparations.
done.
And this is the thing. See, and I tell people this, right? Trump and the Republicans, right? Or MAGA, however you want to look at it. They're not offering nobody nothing but an opportunity.
Right. I agree with
That's
that.
it. Opportunity. But you got these people. They come out and we're going to give you free money. We're going to give you child tax credit if you want to have a new baby, which I might actually get that tax credit because I got a new baby coming. So, you know, if she does win, at least I'll have, you know, a little bit of money. But no, seriously, like, it's all she's offering is a little bit of money. And then more money by way of, if you want to, you know, $5,000, was it 5,000 to 50,000? She said we had 5,000 for a loan for a business. Now we'll give you 50,000.
Increase it to
Right.
50,000, yeah.
And $25,000 for a house.
For a house.
But it's bullshit. But it's always these kind of promises. Instead of, like Trump was doing, we're going to help you to create business to where you can employ people. That's what Trump
Right.
wanted. I would be a little more impressed by her if she would steal the right policies, like steal the platinum plan. If you really want to do something and then not catch no flack, because the platinum plan ain't offering no reparations. Is all it's doing is saying we want to see black people be successful in this country because we acknowledge that there has been some grievances that you've had over the past years, and we understand that. So here, this is what we're going to do. Boom, we're going to help everybody have a job and or a business, and a good paying job, right? And it's specifically designed to help out the black community. Just that, I'd be all right with that. I was cool with the platinum plan. That would have been great. You know what I'm saying? But this whole thing that she got going on, she's flat out telling black people, listen, I'm not doing nothing for you jive ass niggas. Don't ask. I'm not doing nothing for you. I'm here for all Americans, which really means I'm here for all the Americans that are here for me, which means I'm only here for the liberal left that dyes their hair weird colors and likes to destroy. That's what I heard. Because you're not here for all Americans.
No, she's not. I'm so glad she did this. I'm so glad she did it. And I'm so glad. Liddell's like, yo, you got to watch this. I turned it on. I was like, me and Cash got to react to this. I know you're going to have so many clips from this.
Yeah. It's insane. I mean, for real, though, like, in all honesty, I don't get what people see in her. I don't even if a person isn't educated, right? If you're not politically educated and you really, we talked a lot of shit in this live, right? Having fun. Yeah. But in all honesty, when you really sit and listen to her, what is it that just does it? And it's like, that's my girl. You're like, I really want to know from the people that are watching right now, if you're a liberal, I want to know, what is it? And I don't want you to say, oh, she's not Donald Trump, because we know she's not Donald Trump. Trust me, we get it. We understand that perfectly well, which is why it's still Trump 2024 this way. But this, I don't get it. And then her running mate, like very, very, very extremely out there in his beliefs. And like the smelling of the city burning down and not doing nothing. And then basically a little mini martial law going on, and it's under his under his orders. Like, these people are not people that, you know, scream America in my mind. They're like, what the fuck is it that's just got people like, I'm going to vote for them?
I don't even want to say this because this is a word that everybody uses, but a lot of people are, I've learned a lot of people have an affinity for the Fed. They really view the Fed as some sort of like overreach. And this is on both the left and the right. Is if you live in a Democrat state, like a lot of Californians, right? They would be totally okay if Trump decided to tell California what to do as long as it benefited them. So they're okay with this, like, what do you call it? Oversight board coming and regulating when they see fit. And I think because a lot of Americans suffer from that and they don't really understand their government, they don't really understand their states' rights, they're just not participating. This is the easiest way for them to participate.
You know what I think we need to do on Kamala, everybody? We need to turn the page. I want you to say it with me. We're going to turn the page. Turn the page. Come on, say it with me now, Suni. Come on. Turn the page. That's what we got to do on Kamala Harris, everybody. I seen that damn clip and I wanted to punch my phone. Say, what the hell? She thinks she's talking to children. She thought she was talking to children.
Do it with me, everyone. Turn the page.
Yeah. And then all these grown-ass people. Like, and then I can't stand the white guys for Kamala. Oh, God. That is the most, I can't stand it. And it's all I can see is that image of Taylor Swift and Kelsey's pregnant, and Taylor Swift got her hand on his belly. Like, that's how I think about it. White guys for Kamala.
Well, guys, I got to go get my kids. I just realized.
Yeah, I got to go too. I'm hungry.
We got to dip. This was fun.
We got to do this more.
Yes, we do. I like this whole, I think I might keep this aesthetic.
I like it too.
Maybe like put some lights around me. I don't know.
Yeah, do it. It's good. I like it.
All right, y'all.
Peace, everybody. Make sure you like this video, share this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe on your way out and ring that bell so you never miss another upload.